All right, I'm about to show you how we helped this HVAC company add an extra $360,000 in 6 months with SEO through organic Google search, 0 paid ads. You didn't spend a dime on ads, and we got an extra 600 install leads. So this is for you if you're an HVAC company, if you're tired of those feast or famine months, if you're tired of relying on referrals that are just unpredictable. I'm going to show you, break down the system in this video, and it's going to be a little bit different because I'm not just going to show you and tell you the high-level SEO things without giving an explanation of what everything means. It's not just going to be SEO jargon, because at the end of the day, it comes down to how much revenue is being added from the result of investing in SEO, whether that's monetarily with your money or with time. And that's exactly what our agency does. This is us here. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check it out, but you'll see a lot of our case studies. Either way, let me show you proof. This is us here. We did an interview with the client. It's on our YouTube channel. This is a download of like his leads, his form submissions from the website. You can see here over 400. And this is his business profile, over 250 calls over the last 6 months. So you can see the proof there. I'm not going to go any deeper into that, but either way, this is some more of our proof here of clients that we've helped in the home service space. You know, we do not just HVAC, but landscaping, construction, plumbing, electricians, etc. Right? It's all on our website. But either way, I want to get into the system. I want to dive right into it. Again, each of these steps, I'm going to break down like in depth on what it means and how to do it on your website, and then how it translates into getting more leads and getting to the first page of Google. Okay. So ultimately, at a high level, I'm going to show you like the keyword research, how to optimize your Google business profile for like local SEO, but then break down how that translates into leads from conversion-driven content, authority-driven content, and then the off-page and technical SEO. All right, I'm going to split up this video into chapters so that you can see what I'm talking about and like skip through it if you want to, but either way, let's get right into the keyword research. So what is a keyword? This is a keyword right here, heat pump installers near me. That's a search that someone puts into Google. And if someone's looking up heat pump installers near me into Google, that's not just any person searching online to do nothing. They are looking for an HVAC company to install a heat pump for them. And we're focused on high ticket installs. That's what we want to get more of on Google for your HVAC business. So that being said, this is a keyword. It's a search term. You know, it's a long tail keyword. There's different types of keywords, short tail and long tail. We're really focused on the long tail keywords because we want to get you to the first page of Google and competing on keywords that are lower difficulty and lower competition. And those long tail keywords that are like specific, they're niche, they are going to be easier to compete on for you. So for example, if I search up heat pump, just heat pump, then you're going to be competing on for like Wikipedia. You're competing against Wikipedia to rank for that keyword. You're competing against BC Hydro. This is a really big company in BC, the province that I live in, right? You're competing against Amazon. So you are competing against super high difficulty competitors and websites on short tail keywords that are very broad and generic. So we want to go for the long tail keywords. So one way that you can find them is just using a simple formula by saying like whatever system it is. So heat pump, furnace, you know, hot water tank, boiler, and then installers or like whatever the sub service is. So installation, replacement, repair, maintenance. But again, we're really focused on like the installation and replacement of the system. So like heat pump, installers, and then a location. So whatever the location is for you and whatever locations you service, you want to write down all of these keywords. So you'll have like an Excel spreadsheet of all of the keywords that you want to target. And again, it should be every single system followed by installation or like replacement and then the location. Another way that you can do it is go to SEMrush. This is another tool online. It's a paid tool. If you ask me if it's worth it, totally. I'm not affiliated with them. We use it. I use this every single day. It's a couple $100 a month, but it's very, very useful if you're doing SEO yourself. You can do a free trial though, and then just trial these tools. This is the keyword magic tool. You can search up like a keyword, and then it gives you a bunch of ideas of what you can target. So I'm not going to go in depth on this, but again, it shows you like the keyword, how much search volume it's getting on a monthly basis, and how difficult it's going to be to compete on that keyword. So you want to go for the lowest ones, ideally, at first if you're a newer website. Now, why do we do this first? Like, why is this the first thing that we do before doing any SEO? In my opinion, in my experience with all of our other clients, starting off with the keyword research and starting off by having a good foundation and a good direction in terms of what you want to focus on just sets you up for success, because every other task you're going to do on your website, whether it's creating a landing page, doing a blog post, it's going to be centered around those keywords that you want to get to the first page of Google for. And it also helps you keep track of where you're ranking on Google and keep track of your progress with SEO. So now that you have all of your keywords written down, you can have like a column beside it saying like the starting rank for that keyword and then the current rank. So again, you can track your progress on how high or how low you're ranking on keywords. And it'll also tell you, by tracking that, what you need to improve on. So moving forward here, the GMB optimization. So Google My Business profile is huge. I can't overstate how important your Google Business profile is, because it's the first thing that shows up on Google searches. For example, I'll go back to the heat pump installers near me. If I scroll down here, see our client on the very first position in our local area for this. This is the first thing that people are seeing, aside from the sponsored ads, of course. But when people scroll down, you see not just the website link, you see the business name, you see the 15 plus years in business, where they're located, the service, and of course, most importantly, the reviews. So how do we optimize this? Well, all you're gonna do at the very start is two things. You're just gonna make sure the business profile information is all filled out. So your services, your categories, your descriptions, your hours of operation, your phone number, your website, your business name, etc. All the the service areas as well. All the information that your business profile requires you to set up and complete, you want to fill out all of that information, especially the description. Make sure that's 250 characters is a good benchmark, and have keywords in there like HVAC, heat pump, furnaces, installers, etc. That's just the baseline optimization of your business profile. That's not what's going to get it to the first page of Google. Again, I'm going to show you how to do that, but you just want to have a baseline optimization of that. The second thing is your reviews. If you don't have any reviews on your business profile, or you have very few, I'm going to tell you something that I tell every single client, which is that you don't need to wait for customers to give you reviews. You can get reviews from anybody in your network that can vouch for you. This is your sub-trades, your contractors that you work with, anyone who your friends and family who can vouch for you. It can be your suppliers, any single person that has worked with you in any capacity. It doesn't have to just be in your business. Someone that could just write a good review, a friendly review about you, about the kind of hard worker that you are as a business owner. That's perfect. Make sure you also get them to put keywords in the review so you can give them a template for a written review on your business profile, and that's going to help out as well. So that's the Google Business Profile. Again, we're just getting this set up. We're just getting it baseline optimized so that as we go down the line, the work that we put into the website is going to improve our rankings for the Google Business Profile. Okay, the next part here is traffic, and I've separated this into 3 categories of tasks or information. I'm gonna move this guy up here so you can see the screen a little bit better. Okay, so we've got conversion-driven content, authority-driven content, off-page, and technical SEO. And this is where the work or the tasks for SEO comes into play. Let's start with conversion-driven content. Conversion-driven content is pages on your website, content on your website that drives leads. That you want this piece of content, this landing page on the website, this section on the website, to convert a customer into a lead who is looking to get work done. And authority-driven content is different, and I'll go into what that means. But either way, you want to get more leads with this conversion-driven content. So that's landing pages with social proof. That's going to be your home page. So a landing page would be heat pump installers near me. On that page, you want to talk about heat pump installation, your heat pump installation services, have that in the heading 1. I'm going to go to the website and show you a good example here. So let's go to heat pumps. Okay, premium heat pump installation in Vancouver. So I'm going to break this down. Our proven process for reliable heating and cooling. Okay, we've got a good amount of text on this page. It's not a crazy amount to the point that someone would just be scared off. But you can see here we've got heat pump installation as the keyword that we're trying to rank for. And you can see it says it multiple times within the body text of this website, this website page, I should say. Scrolling down, we've got even more content here. and then that's the page. So we have a lot of different images on this page in terms of this, big hero image. We've got the logos down below. We've got these icons, which are also images. So it's an engaging page. It's not just a bunch of text like a blog post splattered onto the page. This is a conversion-driven page where someone coming to this website URL through an organic Google search is ideally going to find what they're looking for, and the conversion action is the free estimate, right? Get a free estimate, get a free quote today. Same difference. It's a button that leads to ideally a contact page that they can fill out the information and then become a lead for you, right? That's the goal of this page. So coming back to the keywords, for each keyword that you wrote down in your Excel spreadsheet, you want to create a page dedicated to that keyword. So we're not just going to have home, about us, services, and contact us on your website as your pages. You need way more content than that. I'll show you the back end of this website. I guess I gotta move my head to show you this. Scrolling down here, you can see we've got a lot of different pages that, again, target individual keywords: boiler repair and maintenance, air conditioning installers in North Vancouver, air conditioning installers in Vancouver, furnace repair services in Vancouver. So these are a bunch of different pages, again, very focused and very specific and very niche. And when you do that, you have a much easier time ranking on the first page of Google because, again, we're not competing against the highest difficulty, highest ranked websites in the world. It's going to be much easier for you. So that's the landing pages. And the social proof is so important. Like the Google reviews, having those on your landing page, any logos of like your suppliers, any certifications that you have, anything like that you can show, again, that you are successful at what you do and you're certified, is going to go a long way. Stats is another great one, like how many homes you've serviced, guarantees, how many years you've been in business. Scrolling down, Google reviews. You want to just load up your page with social proof to reinforce the fact that you were an expert at heat pump installations in this case, but whatever system that you're going with, you would apply it to that. So you want to also optimize these pages for SEO and conversions. I've kind of touched on this a little bit already, but make sure you have buttons frequently throughout the page. So have a button here, like on most, if not all of your sections, so that wherever someone is on that page, they can easily click and get a free quote. When you make it easier for someone to get in touch with you, you'll get more leads because people don't like to spend long on websites, and they like a website that's easy to use. It's functional, and they can get where they want to go quickly. At the end of the day, people just want to reach out to get the information that they're looking for, and making it easy for them to do so is going to result in you getting more leads, just like it did for EcoPro Heating. Next, location-based pages for your Google Business Profile. So this is what ties into the Google Business Profile and getting it to the first page of Google. Location-based pages are kind of separate from your generic services pages. So you can have, premium heat pump installation, but you adding a location into each of these pages and having duplicates of these pages, but having them centered around a different location is going to help your Google Business Profile rank better in those locations. So I'll give you an example here. There's North Vancouver and West Vancouver where I'm from. They're two different cities. If we have a page that just says premium heat pump installations in North Vancouver, then it's going to rank high in North Vancouver, and it could rank high in West Vancouver. But if we have a page dedicated to premium heat pump installation in West Vancouver, we have a much better chance and a much higher likelihood of getting to the first page for a Google Business Profile within West Vancouver, considering, as long as your business profile is generally close to that area. If you're super far away, if your business profile is really far away, and you make a location landing page on your website, you still probably won't rank that high. But make sure you have landing pages for each of not just the cities, but the subsections of those cities, or the different districts of your cities. Okay, so back to this. That's the conversion-based content on your website. That's for, again, getting leads. This is what's going to drive the lead generation. But what's going to drive traffic to these pages is your authority-driven content. So the authority-driven content is about driving traffic and rankings with increasing your authority of your website. The authority score on your website, there's different names for it, domain authority, authority score, is what tells Google how important you are as a website. And the more authority-driven content you have on your website, like blog posts, backlinks, the higher Google will rank your website according to its authority score, and the more the authority score on your website will increase. So, higher authority score means better rankings for your conversion-driven landing pages. Blogs. Let's talk about blogs. Okay, so if we go back to EcoPro Heating, for example, and we'll go to the blogs. Blogs are literally just answering questions that your customers have. Why your heat pump smells musty and how to fix it fast. Cost to replace compressor in AC unit in 2025. Thermostat set to cool, but AC not turning on. Like, these are all just questions that we're answering, and you can use ChatGPT to do this. What I recommend you do, and this is what we do for ourselves, is every time a customer or a prospect asks you a question about your services or how it's done, write it down. And then write a blog post on it. And again, you can use ChatGPT to just speed up this process. So for example, why your heat pump smells musty and how to fix it fast. If I type this into Google, there's a good chance that we're going to be on the first page for this keyword. Boom. Now, being on the first page for this search in particular, if someone looks this up into Google, they have a high likelihood of clicking on this link. When they click on it, they have a problem with their heat pump. And most likely, they're going to be in our general area, okay? And in some cases, they can turn into a lead. But what this really does is it shows Google that, hey, this website is providing educational content that people actually want to read, and it's giving people real value. We're going to, in return, rank its other pages, the other pages on the website, high on Google. Because again, the focus is getting those conversion-driven landing pages high to get our leads. That's what's going to get our leads. That's the gold mine right there. These blogs in general are going to back that up, drive the authority, and drive the rankings of those pages consequently. Okay, that's blog posts. And you should be doing blog posts as a benchmark like at least once a week. You can do more, but stick to a schedule that's going to be consistent for you. AI overviews in ChatGPT. This also plays into the blogs. So make sure that in your blog posts, in your content in the website in general, if you're answering a question, have a one-sentence snippet of that blog post. Just answer the question straight up. Like, have the entire blog post summarized into one sentence, and that is going to give you a higher likelihood of ranking for AI overviews as well as ChatGPT. ChatGPT, even AI overviews on Google, take information from the top ranking websites. So getting your blog post to the top of Google by answering questions and answering them in a meaningful way is naturally just going to get you onto these AI large language models. And when someone asks a question to ChatGPT, for example, about heat pumps, about furnaces, about HVAC in general, and they're in your area, they might recommend you, again, if your content is authority driven and it's answering their question clear and concise. Guest posts. So this kind of plays into backlinks, but guest post is essentially when another website has a blog post that has information leading back to your website. This is slightly more advanced, but if you have a friend who owns a HVAC company, plumber, or any other home service niche, could be anything, landscaping, construction, in the same niche, get them to write a blog post or like send them the fully written blog post with a link back to your website. That's essentially a guest post. Again, this gets into backlinks, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but when that happens, it's kind of like a shout out. If someone shouts you out on their Instagram story, a lot of people from their network are going to see it. And a lot of people on their website are going to see the link to your website. And that doesn't mean you're going to get a bunch of people coming to your website. That just means Google sees it and says, hey, there's other websites that are shouting out this website, which is your website, and that must mean they're important in this specific industry or for this specific keyword. So I'm going to rank this website higher for that keyword. Moving on here. Okay, last step. Off-page and technical SEO. So make sure your website is actually showing up on Google using Google Search Console. Okay, what is Google Search Console? I think I have it pulled up here. This is it right here, search.google.com. Just go to and then /search-console. Just look up Google Search Console, sign in, upload your property to Google Search Console, which is just your website, and it'll give you steps and information on how to do that. I'm not going to go through the whole thing on this website. It's extremely straightforward. It's just adding a block of code to your website. Again, it gives you the steps. Once you've done that, submit your sitemap to Google. So all you have to do is add a new sitemap and then type in sitemap.xml. And then you're going to click submit. You'll submit your sitemap. It might load for a second. And what this does and what this is you're submitting a list of all your website pages, the URLs on your website, to Google. So it's kind of like if I make this whole video for you and I edit it and I do a good thumbnail and I upload it to YouTube, but I never publish it on my channel. That's like what happens when you don't upload your sitemap, potentially, most of the time. If you don't upload your sitemap, it's like just doing a whole YouTube video, doing a whole piece of content, editing it, and then not even uploading it. So this is just submitting everything to Google to say, hey, this is my website, these are all the URLs, make sure they're being indexed, served on Google, which essentially means make sure they're ranking somewhere on Google. Doesn't mean you're getting to the first page. No, it just means that they're going to be indexed by Google and ranked somewhere. Okay, moving on here. Backlinks on your network's websites and local directories. So make sure all the major local directories, you've got your business information and your website listed there. That's going to get you backlinks to your website. And again, it's kind of like a shout out, giving you a shout out to your website. Google is going to see that and notice it. Not all backlinks are built the same though. Anyone can go to local directories and submit their website, but not all people can just go to a random website and get their backlink on there. You kind of have to do that manually. So if you have people in your network, again, in the home service space, and can add a link back to your website somewhere in their content or in their blog post, that's going to be really helpful. Their website doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be like a big website that's been around for years and has really high authority. As long as it's in the same niche of home service, then that's what's going to be important. Let me recap everything for you here. Conversion-driven content. These are going to be the landing pages that are centered around the keywords that you've already chosen. The authority-driven content, the blog posts, the guest posts, the backlinks, this is what's going to drive authority up on your website, consequently increasing the rankings of these pages on the keywords that you've chosen. And those I can't stress this enough. Those keywords that you've chosen that I've talked to you about are real people with real problems that are looking to get an install done, who have money to spend with you. This is what gets you the money. This is where the leads come in with SEO. But you have to have this authority-driven content to increase the authority on your website and the informational content when it comes to the blogs. Off-page and technical SEO, make sure you go to Google Search Console, you upload your sitemap here, and you should see a success once it's done. If you've just uploaded it for the first time, you might have to wait like a day or two until it actually works. But at the end of the day, you still want to make sure that you're doing this and then getting backlinks on any of your friends, family's websites who are in a similar niche. That's going to be really helpful for you as well. And this is something that should be done on a monthly basis. Month in, month out, you want to be tracking this information. Google Search Console will show you how many clicks you're getting, how many impressions. You can set up Google Analytics as well. It's a really helpful place. But make sure you're tracking the progress on all of your keywords to see which ones are doing the best, which ones are doing the worst, and which ones need more work and time and attention for you. And that might mean creating more landing pages. It could mean adding content to existing landing pages if they're not ranking high. You might have to add some more text to that page to beef it up a little bit. You might need to get some backlinks to a specific URL or to a specific page. Shouting out that one specific link is going to help it rank higher on Google because, again, Google sees that and says, hey, other people are talking about this website URL on their website, so it must be important. And that, again, is what's going to drive your rankings on these conversion-driven landing pages. So when it comes to SEO, if you want our team to build out your lead generation system on Google, again, this is what we do 24/7 for HVAC companies and home service businesses. Click the link in my bio, the first link that you'll see. Book a call with me and my team. You're going to get everything I talked about in this video. We're going to do the entire system for you. We'll build it out in 14 days, and we'll guarantee you an extra $100,000 in book jobs in the first 90 days of working together. If we don't, you'll get a full refund. All right, you'll get business reports, private Slack channel with the team, and quick disclaimer, if you're not serious about the growth of your HVAC business and getting more leads, then don't bother booking a call because we're not going to be a good fit for you. But either way, this call is just a discovery call for us as well to see if you'd be a good fit. But yeah, I hope you got some value out of this video. Apply it to your HVAC business. Again, use the exact same systems that I showed you here, and you'll get the same result. Easy as that. So that's it for me, and I'll catch you in the next one.